Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, welcomes you to our biggest clearance sale of the year, the Happy Honda Day sales event. Get year-end clearance pricing on over 900 new Hondas, plus a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Honda. Save thousands on your new Honda right here at Team Honda.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping that all is well with you and yours in our COVID-19 norm of the day since the last time we had the opportunity to spend some time with you and yours. It's not Monday, but I got something that I got to get off my chest. Had an epiphany on the way in to do the show today, and I am seriously considering hanging up my broadcast shoes. After 40 years of broadcasting, I have figured out something that is going to make me untold millions of dollars and save countless thousands of lives. I guess I should thank you all because driving in this morning, it said to me, dude, you're in the wrong line of work. If you can invent this thing, you'll make millions and millions of dollars, and on top of that, you'll save thousands of lives. Driving in the midst of Baton Rouge drivers, it occurred to me, if I could invent, I don't know, a lever or a button and put it close to your hand on the steering wheel. And I don't know, if you push that lever up, maybe you could have a light blink on the right side of the car that would let people know you're going to change lanes to the right. If this lever that was within, 2 inches of your hand, so it really wouldn't require any effort, if you push it down, there could be another light on your car that would blink, flash, and let people know I'm either coming over or I need to get over. Aside from being a common courtesy, it could also, particularly in a place like Baton Rouge, where there's only one main way to get around, the interstate, we could avoid a lot of accidents, save a lot of lives, and I could make millions of dollars.
That's optional.
Oh, wait, we already have that.
That's optional.
That's optional. There you go. What is it? Y'all are idiots. Yeah, I said it. You people are idiots. Well, Clarence, how you going to call all of us idiots? I use my turn signals. Well, then I'm not talking to you. It's the rest of these idiots out there. And here's the problem, y'all. Most of us are good-hearted people. So if you use the signal light, saying, oh man, I'm too close to the exit, I really need to get over real quick, we'll let you in if you have the courtesy of letting us know. But there's another problem. I don't know how many of your parents, coaches, role models taught you early in life. If you don't do the little things well, you can't do the big things well. Most of y'all that don't use your turn signals, y'all the same folk that don't obey the speed limit. Those of you that don't have enough sense, common courtesy, whatever, even though you had to pass a test saying you knew this, if you don't use the signal light, you probably follow people too closely in traffic. Most of you. If you don't use something as simple as a turn signal, you probably disobey the other rules of the road. But you know, it's part of a larger problem, a mindset in this country, and it's particularly demonstrated on our highways. The rules apply to everybody but me. And these are the same folk that if you cut them off, oh, now you got a road rage incident on your hand resulting in a fatality. It's such a simple thing. But it also shows how lazy we've become as Americans. The freaking switch is 2 inches or less away from your hand. How much effort does it take to simply hit the turn signal? Of course, now, most of y'all riding around with the freaking cell phone stuck in your ear. So now you got to try to reach around the column, steering column, to hit. Come on, y'all. Really? And all it takes is one of you idiots in a city like Baton Rouge to cause an accident, rush hour, with an 18-wheeler or something else, and now the whole freaking city is shut down. Coming in this morning, I saw of maybe the 60 cars that I was in an immediate vicinity of interacting with, passing, being passed by, whatever. Maybe 5 out of the 60 used the turn signal. But then again, you're lazy. Then again, the rules apply to everybody but you. Sadly, keep driving that way. Won't be long before you end up, or someone you love is a statistic. Come on, y'all, we're better than that. And at the end of the day, how stupid is it? How disgusting is it to make it through COVID-19 only to kill someone or yourself because you were too freaking lazy to move your finger 1.5 inches to signal. Whew, that felt good. Had to get that out of my system. Yeah, I'm not leaving, y'all. By the way, that was just a joke, okay? COVID-19, speaking of, the UK, we told you yesterday, is warning pregnant women and women who are planning on becoming pregnant anytime soon not to take the coronavirus vaccine. That is because with the rapidity that this vaccine was produced, the rapid fashion, if you will, there were not enough trials done on how it would affect your baby and or a pregnant mom. Well, today, ABC News is reporting that yesterday, the National Health Service in the UK is warning people that have a history of allergic reactions not to take the COVID vaccine as well. 2 individuals reporting cases of anaphylactoid reactions. Both of those individuals had a history of having allergic reactions that could endanger their lives. As a matter of fact, some of you that have these particular conditions, many of you carry what's called an adrenaline auto injector, so that when you have this severe allergic reaction to whatever it is, you can inject yourself or have someone inject you with adrenaline to get you past this. So my gut tells me, and I've learned to trust my gut over the years, this is not going to be the only group of individuals that should not take this vaccine. So far, we now have pregnant women on the list of those being advised, at least in the UK, not to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Now we add to that list those of you that have a history of having severe allergic reactions. Common sense and conventional wisdom says that as more and more people start being exposed to the vaccine, we will find more and more people that should not take this vaccine. And you know, it stands to reason that as quickly as it was produced, as little as we still don't know about the coronavirus, that there's going to be some folks along the way that the vaccines as manufactured so far, you are not an ideal candidate to take it. So the thing that's a little discouraging, however, for me, and talking about things that, you know, these days are subpar, it's one thing for ABC News to report this as their top story, but to tell me 2 people had an anaphylactoid reaction is one thing. But 2 out of how many? If you don't tell me 2 people out of 100, or 2 people out of 1,000, or 2 people out of 100,000, then I have no, quote, context. You follow me? But reporting critical analysis and reporting these days in the media is something that was on the bus, I understand, with common sense and common courtesy as they quickly left town. All that being said, my job is to simply give you information. You, hopefully, will then do your own research, find out more for yourself, and govern yourself accordingly. First break of today's show, breathing down my neck. Got you this time. Marty didn't have to do any of that. Hitting my mark today, buddy. We'll get this break out of the way, come back, and soldier on with today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I
couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Get 0.9% financing for 60 months on every new 21 Mazda, plus 90 days deferred payments during the season of inspiration at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Mandafine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandafine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandafine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, you have often heard me say, and you've heard others of the conservative ilk say, that liberalism is a disease. It infects you with unreasonable, unfounded hate and an irrational look and outlook on life. In recent memory, systemic racism has become one of the catchphrases of the day. And as a conservative and as a man of color, you've heard me beat the drum over abortion and the devastating effects that it has on the black community. Black women in this country make up 13.4% of the total female population. And yet, black women account for over 37% of the abortions in this country. 52% of all black pregnancies in this country end in abortion. As frightening, as disgusting as those numbers are, for Democrats, it's not enough. Yesterday, in our nation's capital, the House Appropriations Committee, discussing the Hyde Amendment, heard from various Democrats that the Hyde Amendment is part of America's systemic racism. For those of you that don't know, the Hyde Amendment prohibits the use of taxpayer dollars to pay for abortions. $21 million black babies in this country have been aborted since Roe v. Wade became the law of the land. Over half of the abortions, over half of the pregnancies for black women in America end in abortion. But according to these Democrats, it's systemically racist to not take your taxpayer dollars and enable more black babies to be killed. The Democrat-run legislature in New Jersey, and this measure, proposed measure, is backed by the Democrat governor there, now wants to be able to perform abortions up to the date of delivery. What is so disheartening to me about all of this is there were actually black female congresswomen testifying before the House Appropriations Committee, claiming that it's racist not to take taxpayer dollars and fund more abortions for black and brown women. These people are sick. It is a human life. You're already disproportionately affected by these the process of taking human lives. You only make up 13.4% of the total female population. You're responsible for 37% of the abortions, but it's racist if we don't take taxpayer dollars and let more black babies be aborted. If that is not a sick mind, I don't know what is. And yet, you still vote for these people. At least some of them can see this for what it truly is. And I'll be the first to admit, this woman and I don't share a whole lot in common when it comes to political ideology. But Louisiana State Representative Katrina Jackson, black woman in the legislature, in 2019 called abortion, quote, modern day genocide for African Americans. Quote, more African American babies are killed in the womb every year than by any other cause. There's no other way to look at it. At the close of 2019, her quote continues, more African American babies will die at the hands of abortionists than any other disease, sickness, or violence combined. How do you not define it as genocide? End of quote. And yet, you still vote for these people. Hopefully, someday, you'll wake up. Just saying. The hypocrisy of the left knows no bounds. Another example. United States Representative. This guy is in Congress, Democrat from West Virginia. Joe Manchin says, I don't know what y'all talking about, but no Democrat is against defunding the police. Excuse me? That's a label that's been put on us. So the inference here, obviously, is that Republicans claim Democrats are for defunding the police, because according to him, no Democrats, quote, are against defunding the police. So recently, when Barack Obama came out and said, we do our cause harm when we use phrases like defund the police, apparently he was mistaken. But around the country, New York City, run by Democrats, have defunded the police. Seattle, Washington, run by Democrats, have defunded the police. Minneapolis, Minnesota, City Council, run by Democrats, have defunded the police. Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, defunded the police. All of these cities run by Democrats. So I am going to assume that United States Representative Joe Manchin has not heard about this marvelous invention, this thing that allows us to access information. Uncle Roy, it's not, he doesn't know that this thing called the internet that allows us to access information from all over at the touch of a button. And apparently he doesn't know that members of his party running Austin, Minneapolis, Dallas, Seattle, New York, all these other cities have voted to defund the police. If it weren't so sad and it weren't so insulting, it might almost be funny. Notice I said might. You know what is so scary to me? As a black man, if you talk to people of my skin color, my generation, the generation before me, the greatest generation, you talk to them about the things that mean the most to them in life. And they have so much more in common with conservatives than they do liberals. It's scary. It goes to show you the power of persuasion, the power of propaganda in the hands of the media, the politicians, the woke crowd, and others. Most black folks I know, my generation, greatest generation, we believe in God and country, not the Dems. Most black folk I know, my generation, the greatest generation, believe, like the word says in the Bible, if a man does not work, he ought not eat, not the Dems. Most black folks I know, my generation, greatest generation, want as much police protection and a safe community as possible, not the Dems. Most black folks I know, my generation, greatest generation, want unencumbered access to firearms to be able to protect their own, not the Dems. And yet, you still voting for them. Just a little something to make you go, Bottom of the hour. Let me get her done. We'll rock on today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask. Wash your hands and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up.
Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At Team Toyota, Toyotathon is underway. It's your chance to save during our biggest sale of the year. Get our lowest prices and our lowest payments on every new Toyota. Plus, get a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Toyota. Right now at Team Toyota.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Buck Show. Y'all forgive me, I didn't give you the heads up. If you're watching right now and you have very young children and or your grandchildren watching with you, take them out of the room or change the channel because I want to talk about Santa. And I'll give you a couple seconds to do that because I don't want to ruin the experience. I mean, we all know, we can probably, every person watching right now can probably pinpoint exactly the moment it happened and what you were doing when you went, oh man, you mean to tell me what they've been telling me about Jolly St. Nick? I know where I was, I know exactly what I was doing, but that's not the point. Have you seen the story of the woke Santa that left this young boy in tears? As the case is in malls all across the country, and forgive me, the story that I am referencing doesn't name the city or the mall. Marty, my crack research team, is looking that up as we speak. I'm pretty sure it was in Texas. It was in Texas, mall in Texas. Young kid goes to Santa, you know, and of course Santa asks, well, what do you want for Christmas, young man? And the young boy told him, I want a Nerf gun. The woke Santa told him, no guns, no guns. So his mom, standing nearby, came up and said, because she's thinking, like most people, Well, you must not be familiar with a Nerf gun. You may be thinking this Nerf is some brand of automatic firearm or something, you know. She says, well, it's a Nerf gun. It's a toy gun. It shoots plastic, soft, foam projectiles. Nope, no guns, no guns. So needless to say, this young boy is crushed. The mom, as so many others do these days, as we all do these days, wanting to capture the moment, had her cell phone out and she's videoing her child with Santa. Kid's just in tears, bawling his little eyes out. So the word gets around about this woke Santa. And needless to say, old Santa, the woke person that he is now, like so many other Americans, hoping that there will be direct payments and unemployment insurance extended from Congress in the next coronavirus relief bill. He was canned, let go. And, of course, the mall hired a new one, and some great individuals got together, found out where the young kid lived, and Santa showed up and brought him a Nerf gun. He should have asked for an AR-15. If he'd have really been thinking on how this was all going to play out, he should have asked for either a Mossberg pump action 12 gauge or an AR-15. Just saying. Just saying. Speaking of current trends and societal trends, karma has an amazing way of going around and coming around. Did you notice yesterday Warner Brothers announcing that their entire 2021 catalog of movies, 17 movies that are set to be released in 2021, they are now going to release them on the same day that they go to the movie studios. They're also going to be released on streaming, HBO Max, for home viewing. We are witnessing, as it happens in real time, the death of the movie theater industry. With home theater systems, 4K TVs getting larger and larger and larger, with audiences, y'all with your freaking cell phones in a dark theater, becoming more and more obnoxious, with prices becoming more and more outrageous. We're watching it die before our very eyes. But now, for me, there's also a huge contributing factor here. 2020 has shown us, in no uncertain terms, and Hollywood and Warner Brothers and others, they're going to figure this out probably far too late to help their cause, but for me, LOL, serves them right. What they still have yet to figure out, and they'll get it soon, they may not acknowledge it, but they'll realize it. Most of us, after 2020, of the conservative ilk, we're not going to go to the movies anymore. Not because of the prices, not because of the outrageousness of a theater, not because of COVID-19, not because we have a humongous home theater system, but it's because of the artists, the actors themselves. 2020 has revealed to us the obnoxious politics of the Hollywood elite. 2020 has revealed to us the divisiveness, the hate, the narcissism, the stupidity, the arrogance, the overinflated self-importance of actors and the Hollywood elite. And like millions and millions and millions of my fellow Americans, we are not about to spend a nickel to help further your career after you go out of your way to insult me, to call me all kinds of ugly, horrible names, to denounce my right as an American to have a different political opinion. And you think, after you do all of this, that I'm going to go out and pay an inflated price in the midst of COVID-19 with an unruly, inconsiderate audience? You think I'm actually going to go out of my way to spend a nickel to advance your career? Ha! Good luck with that, Hoss. Good luck with that. Every now and then, you get the opportunity in every society to witness the death of a once revered institution. And every now and then, as is the case with the movie industry, it's not just the death of an institution, it is the suicide of an institution. Those of you that have Pluto TV, go back and watch the classic TV section, where you see shows like Johnny Carson, where movie stars would come out and be interviewed by Johnny. They didn't come out and disparage people. They didn't come out with their narcissistic opinions, and they certainly didn't come out and call half of the American public who were buying tickets at theaters to see them Nazis and racists and all other kind of horrible names. They probably won't get it. Either way, it's no skin off my back. As a matter of fact, there's more money in my pocket and more time to expand my mind by reading a good book or watching a real version of entertainment. Couldn't have happened to a more deserving bunch of people. Final break of today's show. We'll come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Mandafine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandafine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandafine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican, the Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private health care is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. What's it worth to make it through the show to the final segment? $1 million. Inside joke. Me and Marty. Inside joke, brother. You and I. Marty just gave me the heads up. Was that Newsmax reporting that, Marty? About the Bell's palsy? Yeah. Newsmax reporting in just the last few minutes. At least we just noticed it in the last few minutes. It may be a repeat of information that was presented earlier. But either way, they're reporting that, and is that it? That's got to be in the UK, right? Well, one of the places where the coronavirus vaccine is being administered, 4 participants have developed Bell's palsy. Just so happens that I know someone very dear and near to me that had a bout with Bell's palsy. If you're not familiar with Bell's palsy, the symptoms of it mimic a stroke. This person that was very dear is very dear and near to me. One side of her face just started drooping, and speech was a little slurred. So we kind of thought initially she's suffering a stroke. So we called the primary care physician saying we need to get in and see them. And of course, as is the case with many doctors these days, okay, let me see, when the nearest appointment we have is 2 weeks from today. I'm like, no, that's not going to do, lady. That ain't happening. We need to get in right now because according to the research that we've done, it could be a stroke. Could be Bell's palsy, could be a stroke. But if it's a stroke, there's no way on God's green earth we're going to wait 2 weeks to get in and have it diagnosed. Fortunately, as the case turned out, this individual's primary care physician, as was the case with me, is an elementary school classmate of ours. So he was able to see us the very same day. But if you've ever had any experience with Bell's palsy, you know it can be a frightening thing when you see it up front. Forgive me, because I can't tell you right off the top of my head if there are any life-threatening ramifications, implications of contracting Bell's palsy. But again, just information for you to dissect and research on your own. As we continue to work our way through the fluidity of this pandemic, it's now been announced, despite having been said to the contrary, and we had him on the show, Eddie Bonine with the Louisiana High School Athletic Association. Well, what did we have Eddie on? About 2 months ago? It's been a while. Prior to the start of high school football resuming here in the state of Louisiana. And at the time, and if memory serves correct, maybe a month after his appearance on the Clarence Bug Show. We had him on again, and he emphasized at that time, we have no plans to move the state championship game from the Louisiana Superdome. Well, that's changed now. And to his credit, Mr. Bonine said at the time, y'all please understand, this whole thing is fluid, okay? So it could change depending on what happens with COVID, what happens with the lockdowns, what happens with phase 2.38795 or whatever. And sure enough, that's now happened. The LHSAA announcing that the state championship finals will be moved from the Superdome to Turpin Stadium at Northwestern State University up in Natchitoches. Gorgeous campus, gorgeous facility, outdoor facility. And in making the announcement, Mr. Bonine and others said, quote, "We are thankful Northwestern State University stepped up to host our championships. We're saddened to be leaving the Superdome this year, but look forward to the return in 2021. We're certain Northwestern State University will provide a first-class experience for Louisiana student athletes." As you might imagine, restrictions from COVID-19, in addition to financial responsibilities, capacity restrictions, all of that led to this year's state championship finals having to be moved from the Superdome to Turpin Stadium. It is just a part of the fluidity. And if nothing else, those teams that take part this year, I know it's a dream of many of these kids to be able to play on a field where Drew Brees played. It's a dream of most of these young men to be able to play on the field where Ricky Jackson played. It's a dream of many of the cheerleaders to be on the field where the Saints entertain the crowd during an NFL game. I'm a big believer in perception. It is how you choose to look at things, not how others tell you you should look, but how you choose to look at things. They will have the distinction of being one of the classes that played in a different setting. And at the end of the day, if you choose to look at it right, when you get through with your high school playing career, you go on and hopefully become a productive, contributing member of society, you will be able, young men, young ladies, to look back and say, you know what? Despite all of the challenges that we had to face, despite all of the things that were outside the norm, despite the fact that everybody else got to do that except us, we still managed to be successful. The beauty of that mindset is that when you choose to look at things that way, you then realize, hey, wait a minute. That means there isn't anything that I can't overcome if I just put my mind to it and decide I'm bigger than this challenge. It's all about a mindset, y'all. You can either choose to, oh, woe is me, we done done all this work and I'm not going to get to play in the Superdome. You can choose to sit on your pity pot and look at it that way. Or you can choose to say, you know what? Despite all of these obstacles, all of the challenges we had to overcome, we did it. And I went on to become a productive member of this society. So if I was able to overcome that Come on, life, throw whatever you want at me. I'm going to handle it. Just saying. It's all in how you choose to look at things. Finally, speaking of looking at things, I will be the first to acknowledge, if God blesses you to stick around long enough, you will get examples of things that show you. You've been here a while, bro. Yeah, you getting old. You getting old, hoss. I will be the first to acknowledge everything changes. There's a famous old blues song, and the line in it says, everything changes, nothing remains the same. Have you heard in 2024, the next, not this year's, but the next Olympic Games, there is going to be a brand new Olympic sport. Break dancing. You heard me right. Marty, for some reason, there is a block on the screen, and I'm not able to see. Thank you kindly, sir. Break dancing is going to be an official Olympic sport. Ironically, 2024, baseball will no longer be an official Olympic sport, but breakdancing will. We getting old, y'all. and you know what it is? It's an effort to get more young people interested in watching the Olympics. And from a purist standpoint, it's the dumbest thing you could ever come up with. Breakdancing, a sport, much less an Olympic sport. But from a demographic standpoint, bringing in new, younger viewers, it's absolute genius. I believe in calling it like it is. Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But from a demographic standpoint, to bring in new, younger viewers, pure genius. Absolute genius. God only knows by the year 2050 what I'm gonna leave that alone before I get in trouble. Double Dutch. Double Dutch. Yeah. Well, that went back in the day. My time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. But this day, just like every other over the last 40 years, I give it to you. You're right. America, we're not perfect. But doggone it, for this old boy's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there is no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, he loves you, and I do too. Then again, don't really matter, because there ain't a doggone thing you could do about either one. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.